was trying to play Someday on the end of my bed, and my unplugged Telecaster got the chords, the chords muddled up a little bit, and it was a happy accident. I was like, that sounds pretty good. And I was living with my mum and dad at the time, and I never used to play them anything. God no. And my dad was walking past, he went, oh yeah, that sounds good. Which is a very accurate impression of my dad, if you ever met him. I'll have you know. And he said, yeah, that sounds good. So straight away I was like, that has to go in the bin then, because what do you know? And lo and behold, Kenny knows what it's on about, obviously. It came together pretty quickly, I think, in the room. I don't remember too much about it, really, but I remember the lyrics. Front crawled the crowd down the stairs is when we used to go to this club in Manchester called 42's, 42nd Street, and like, you know, you have 800 kids who want to get out, get to the next party, so you leave at the same time, and to find somebody, you have to like, I've got this image, and I probably did it on more than one occasion, actually front crawling, you know, crowd surfing down the stairs. It's a really evocative image for me, that, because I can still see it now, like, you know, 2003, so girls in like the fishnets and the eyeliners, and every lad looking like Carl and Pete and Carl. It's a really evocative image. We look awful on that video. We look younger now than we did 20, whatever, when was it, 2007, 8? I remember the girl, Fiona, she was class. They said to her, like, you've got to really go for it and give him some shit. And she really went for it, every time. I still remember her being right there and going for me. Do you know what's funny? One of them had a coffee in the first take, but for continuity, and they must have had like 30 coffees, and they were in absolute, I was laughing, man, they were in bits. And that's about as rock and roll as it got on that day. But it was kind of, those days were so hectic. We were on tour, and then every day around, for about, almost felt like 18 months, every day there was something. A bit of a shame in that we had no time to take any of that in. It was like you were playing in Norwich, and then you were in London for a video shoot, and then you were somewhere else. When we did it, there's no way we thought that was like a standout single or anything. We thought it might be a single. No more so than By the Time or Cavorting or whatever else. It wasn't like, this is the one. And it is kind of surreal when one song takes on a life of its own. One good thing that I did was say no to a DFS advert, though. Really, before the album came out, got offered a lot of money for a DFS advert. And the label were like, this is great, this is money in the bank. And I just said no, and they sat me down and were like, are you kidding? And I was like, no, and thank God, because it would be the fucking DFS advert song, wouldn't it? It'd be the DFS song, wouldn't it? The Sofa song.